yeah. Well, I was saying that you always need to. I mean, when you're playing a gig, being able to take on what comes with that, or needing to be able to work with that environment.
Right, you're in the washing machine.
Right.
You're in the mix.
Yeah.
All the flows, high and low, good and bad, healthy and unhealthy, sickness and health. You're in it, and so you put yourself at risk. Being in society is putting yourself at risk, but it's a risk most of us are willing to take because we have confidence that we have direction. We have purpose, and we are confident that we are going to accomplish that for ourselves, regardless of situations that show up politically and socially. So we have a higher purpose, whether it's just to make money, pay the bills. That's a higher purpose for some. Purpose of living for a certain period of time. That's a higher purpose. Living for other beings. That's also perhaps a higher purpose. So everyone is determined to complete their mission, whatever that means to them. Live a full life, right? Live a certain age, get to a certain level of material accomplishment, make a certain amount of money. So all of these things are accomplishments and ideals that people have that give them purpose here. And so the risk regarding music and clubs, I experienced that directly the last gig I played. The last gig I played with, let's say, a source of the virus for many people that I know who were there. And it was immediately after that, at the very beginning of March, that a bunch of people I knew who were there got ill, relatively speaking. And so I accepted it as part of the journey. I said, oh, okay. I went to play and I got to do that, and this is what came with it. Open public event. Anything is possible. That wasn't the worst, but I'm not saying that was good either, but it was good to get through it. I think best to say it was good to endure it, get through it, understand it, and learn something from it. And at the same time, not be afraid to play gigs. So be safe, be intelligent, be smart, so you can survive the gig to go to another gig, so you can keep playing. So there are lessons being leveled to us all the time if we're willing to learn from what happens and survive it and be beyond it at the same time. See? Not fearlessly in a certain way, or recklessly, but wisely. Right? Be wise about what you're doing. See? Know who you are and what you're going to do, and do the right thing. So be a wise person in all cases when you're dealing with leaving your so-called center, so your home, your retreat, or your refuge. See? As soon as you get in the mix, you're in their refuge. You're out of yours, and you're subject to and in the midst of or under the influence of many other forces and influences that not everybody survives. But the influences don't care. So you have to care about the influences. They don't care. They feed off anybody.
What could help somebody to be more aware of those influences?
Be aware of them. Depends on your level and your background. What could be the worst of those influences, and what could be the best of those influences?
How much of it would you say has to do with like intuition or like a psychic intuition into what the situation is.
Well, you have to feel what's safe for you. Yeah. You have to know what's safe for you. Up to a point, that's workable. Beyond the point, you don't know what's coming around the next corner, so to speak. Some people can know. Those who can know, know. Those who can't know have to wing it and hope for the best. So that's one reason why it is good to stop, get off the momentum, get out of the momentum of speed, time, and come into quietness. And start to work from there, the calmness as opening to psychic space. You can feel what's here and beyond what's here. You cultivate a sense of confidence with what your here-ness is, what your now-ness is and what your beingness is. And it is possible that from here you can enter what is coming. Your future. It's possible. You can dream about it if you're paying attention to that. You can sense it. And you can also not care about it. You can say, oh, despite what your perceptions are, you say, no, I'm moving forward regardless. And I'm going to take what comes with that. Sometimes that's useful and workable, wise.
So then you're talking about going against the self, maybe, or going against.
No, I don't know about the self. I don't know that that's the word. You're talking about your own time, not the self. Your self-programming, maybe, but it's not about the self necessarily. Although you experience it, but it's not yourself. It's your whole body, your mind, everything. It's not your mask. It's not about your self-image, which is mostly what is referred to when people say themselves. Who they appear to be, which is always in flux. Depends on who's around them to bring out what. So people are always changing, their self-image to satisfy whatever's going on. So self is not a fixed thing as such, actually. Your being is pretty fixed. Self is more mutable, recreatable. And so when I use the terminology in the studies we do of self-created, that doesn't mean you did it for the better. So because the self often really reinforces the whole idea of separation and avoidance. Self-me. Right? So that's not always the best approach to what it is. With all due respect to the fact that you have your body, that the body is what it is. You have a vehicle, and you have to respect it, and you have to go with it up to a point. Then it's up to you, the intelligence side of it, right? Maybe the more soulful side of it that has to put the brakes on the self and put the brakes on the body, and observe and then perceive and then maybe learn from what not to do as a result. What the self may not like to do, or what the body may not like to do, which is to refrain from certain activities, right?